Yo, today we're gonna try to do a realistic breakdown of North Dakota State football and Jackson State football. Wish me luck.
Anything can happen in the land of make-believe.
Those are all the monuments I read about in school. There's the Washington Monument. There's the Obama Monument.
Wait a minute.
First thing we got to do is find a neutral site, right? 18 hours and 30 minutes away, about 1,200 miles. That lays the whole part of the country you got to decide from. Since we're not going to have them at the home stadiums, because if you have it in Fargo, that's a home crowd, a home advantage. You have it in Jackson, that's a home advantage for Jackson State. So to shut everybody up, let's take those two out. Along the path, we're going to take out other stadiums, which are not technically home stadiums, but will be a home crowd. So, no Minnesota, no Louisiana, no Green Bay, no Memphis. Who does that leave? In this area, that leaves really two, maybe even three stadiums. Like I said, I want to get first thing first, we got to get the location done. Lucas Oil Stadium is in that range, a little bit outside of both teams' comfort zone, but you can't do this at a small stadium. I don't care. Kansas City, Missouri would be the most geographically centered location to have this match. And honestly, Jackson State fans can travel. North Dakota State fans can travel because, let's be honest with ourselves, there's not much to do in Jackson or North Dakota, unless you're from those areas and you've been there for a while. I know this is a sore game for St. Louis fans, but that dome is still sitting right there. It's not been torn down. And it will be used again for football for the XFL next year. But those are my three locations. If this game is going to happen, have to be neutral. So, now that we pick a stadium, we got to pick a year. Can't play this year. That's fights out of the battle. Can't play next year, depending on that Tennessee State game. That's already out of the battle. 2024, 2025 be the earliest those games can happen, according to FBSschedules.com. Jackson State is required, well, not required, but does play 3 out-of-conference games a year. We have 2 in 2024 and 1 in 2025. Now we got to find out, what about the good old North Dakota State? I knew who the hell conference they were in. No. Let's see, when can they do it? So 2024 couldn't work. 2025 can. So 2025. That's when it's going to happen. 2025. Yeah, so only spot it can happen, really, I'll just pick one of the three. It'll be Arrowhead Stadium. Only time it can happen is 2025. Because the schedules are already made. North Dakota's not going to change any of their schedules. Matter as they should. And neither will Jackson State. So, there we go. Now the question has to be, having the game 2025 negates pretty much all of Jackson State's talent they have today. unless you think Travis Hunter and Coleman are going to stay 4 years. As opposed to doing every other Power 5, every other school does when they have great talent, showcase them, and then they leave to go to the pros and make buku money. What we have to do is have a trajectory. The trajectory is basically this. What do you see Jackson State being in 4 years? Well, as of right now, we see the conference they're around getting much better. I would go on par to say the conference, if they had the talent they have this year, last year, Jackson State would have a lot more trouble winning the conference last year. Only problem was Jackson got better than they were last year. If that trajectory keeps going and the backup quarterbacks come in, the backup receivers come in, they get trained and they turn this into a factory and everybody stays around, what do you project Jackson in 4 years? Well, technically 1, I know it's been 2 with the spring and the fall, but 1 year, they went from a 4 and whatever team, nobody outside of that city thought of the team, to a top 20 team. Can we agree on that? Okay. So, that projection, if that stays on the same trajectory, we can see Jackson State being a top 7, top 5 team if everything keeps building in 4 years. Okay? North Dakota State. They refuse to go FBS. They are basically, if the local mid-Power 5 team stayed in the FCS, that's basically what they are. I'm not making fun of them. I'm just being dead honest with yourself right now. North Dakota State is what would happen if Maryland or Nebraska said, screw it, we're going to go ahead and go FCS. That's basically what's going on right now. So, I would say that trajectory will still be the same. So Jackson is looking to be in the top 5. Maybe very, very most, I'm going to say top 5 because of, it always happens. I call it the Boise State situation. Go undefeated 1 year, next year, they bring you back out of the top 25. You got to build yourself back up every year. So when this happens, we'll have basically the dynasty of North Dakota State going head to head against the emerging dynasty, the black dynasty, let's be honest, of Jackson State. Now, I'm not saying within those years you can't have a team knock them off every now and then. I'm not saying that Southern or Grambling or FAMU won't knock Jackson off one of those 4 years. I'm not saying that. I'm damn sure not saying that Montana State, South Dakota State, North Dakota would knock off North Dakota State one of those years. It's going to happen. It's just mathematics. It has to happen. But in 4 years, at Kansas City, Missouri, what would the outcome be? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Well, let's play devil's advocate here. North Dakota State loses coaches, left and right. When you win, they want your coaches. Jackson State just had a year of winning with Coach Sanders and Shador. Shiloh, and the rest of his family up there. So they just started. But if you project Coach Sanders to stay this entire time, at least until his daughter gets out, I'm not putting the end on the man's time frame. This game be the biggest, most sought after game in that area. Most sought after game as far as ticket sales, TV ratings, everything else you could think of. And to project the winner on the game 4 years out, think I'm freaking crazy, don't you? I can't give you a winner 4 years out. We don't. Most of the kids who will be on that team haven't entered high school yet. Put that part out. The earliest it can happen is 2025. And most of the children who will be on that roster haven't hit puberty or kissed a girl yet. Bruh. Come on with that. I'm not going to give you a winner. But I'm going to say 2025, if this game does not happen, then we know one of the two teams is ducking. Coach Simmons, this is a thought for the weekend.